Hey guys, what's up? It's Jasmine here. Welcome back to my YouTube channel and welcome if you guys are new to my YouTube channel. So today's video is going to be, sorry, I'm like literally looking like this, but this is my, self-quarantine fit, all that jazz. So today's video is going to be college 2020 recap slash update on how the rest of my first year college experience went, and everything, the whole drama being cut short and moving out because of COVID and everything. So I'm gonna address everything, address your concerns and my honest opinion on how it affected my dorm life, my college experience, first year experience, all that type of stuff. So it's a big impacted video. This is gonna be a real sit down video of me just talking about my honest experience about everything, every single thing about college and how it's gonna affect my spring semester and the transition to online classes and all that type of stuff. So I think it was 2 months ago was the last video I filmed. I think it was called Everything About College from a First Year Student Perspective. So I'll link that in the description down below if you guys want to see that. I also have a playlist on my YouTube of all the college videos that I filmed. I filmed a vlog 2 months ago. I filmed a sit down video 2 months ago. And then after that, I just went on a big hiatus and didn't film just because I was busy with in-person classes and my club and everything. It was just a lot to balance and everything being a first year student. So now that I'm on my spring break got extended for 2 weeks, but I will explain everything and all that type of stuff. So yeah, that's the whole title of this video. I think that's what it is. So yeah, let's just get started. I'm gonna be looking back and forth just because I have my computer. I have talking points I want to talk to you guys about and just everything. So please give this a like if you guys like these types of videos. I don't know if you can comment on my videos. I don't know if they're disabled. I think lately they've been disabled, but I will figure it out. If not, then you guys can go to my Instagram and DM me of any questions that you guys have. So please like, comment, and subscribe to this channel if you guys are new. And I'm also going to give you guys little things that I've been doing, like a little reflection period on this whole self-quarantine situation and honestly how I feel about it, because I have a lot to say. So yeah, let's get started. So I'm going to be talking about, I have some talking points that I want to talk about, and I just want to address, because like I didn't film the rest of my winter quarter. I filmed the first week of my winter quarter, and then after that I didn't like film anything else. And then I filmed like a sit down video, and then after that I never really filmed anything else. So you guys, other than like through my social media, um only have seen little parts of how my winter quarter experience went, right? So honestly, the first like topic I want to address is how the rest of my winter quarter went. And honestly, it went really fast. Like I had no idea. That's the first point I want to address, is how fast just the quarter system in general goes by. It goes so quickly. If you guys don't know, I go to California State, San Bernardino. I think I've said this so many times in my video already, in my previous videos, but we are on the quarter system right now, transitioning into the semester system, and boy, it goes by. We are like one of the few Cal states that hasn't like transferred yet, and so it's crazy because like it's like a 10-week program. Like you're on 1 week, you're like on the first week of classes, and then the next thing you know, you're already on like your fifth week, which is like midterms week, and it just goes by. And then you go on finals week, and it just goes by so fast. Particularly the end of it, I feel like goes really 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 fast, and that's when you become like really stressed out and everything. That's especially me when I was stressed out, because midterm season was already coming, and I wasn't prepared, and there was just a lot going on, and I don't know, on top of like me being involved in my club and being involved in my dorm activities and all that, it just felt like so much to handle and everything with only few hours in a day. Like there's only 24 hours in a day, but it's like you can only handle so much within your day, right? So it's like you want to like have a to-do list and everything, but it's so much. So honestly, for me, particularly this quarter went by so fast. I was legit talking to my roommate about it and just being like, this quarter, I don't know if it's just, I was like telling her, I was like, is it just me, or is this quarter moving by so fast? Like I talked to like all my other dorm buddies, and they were just like, yeah, I think it's just you that's it feels like it's moving too fast, but like it's probably just me. Like they kind of feel the same way too, but it's like I don't know, I feel like it went by so fast. And in my opinion, I liked it a lot better than my fall 2019 quarter. Not that I didn't like my first quarter in college, but it's the transition period. You're getting used to stuff. You're getting things are new, right? Things are, new for you, your environment, friends, school, everything is new. So you're trying to like transition and everything. But then once you're like in like your second quarter or like your second semester of college or whatever, you're kind of used to it. You kind of know the ins and outs of where the buildings are, where your dorm building is, where the food places are, where your friends live, like where your classes are. You know the somewhat the ins and outs of where you're comfortable. So for me, that's like I knew where the library was. I knew where the closest Starbucks was. I knew where my food place was. Like everything was in like a close and proximity and a close distance to my dorm, to the food place. Everything was legitimately near. So for me, there was no problem. Like getting like around and transitioning literally only took me the first 3 weeks of fall quarter. It legit didn't take that long, and I've addressed this in my everything about college video that I talked about. And yeah, it just for me, it's not that fall wasn't a good experience, but I feel like there were some aspects that I really didn't get to channel, and I used winter quarter as a way to use winter quarter as a way to, what's the word? Like get used to it and transition more. So yeah, other than that, everything else is really the same. There really wasn't no change, other than I increased the amount of units in my classes. And I think like this quarter, I was really involved with my club on campus. So if you guys don't know, I'm part of a cultural club on my campus. They're called Lubos Paso. Shout out to all my Lubos Paso fam. We were gonna do an event. It's called CPC, which is called Celebration of Filipino Culture, and all of my fam, all my what we call like family members, because we're like family, are like we were getting so excited for a showcase that we were gonna put on. We were gonna do like different types of cultural dances, and we had a script. It's kind of like a really cool thing I used to do in my high school. It's called Spring Sing, but it's particularly for Filipino culture, and it really like I was so excited. Like every single Friday, that's why I would be so exhausted on Fridays. If you guys don't know, I documented a lot of like my experience through social media and Instagram stories of I'd go to CPC practice all the time, and every single Fridays I take a nap because I have CPC practice from 5:30 in the evening all the way up to like 11, 12. So that took like we were like practicing like tinikling and all the different types of Filipino dances and scripts, like acting and all that type of stuff, for almost 6 hours straight. We had breaks in between, but it felt like it went by so fast, but it was like 6 hours every single Friday. Either every single Wednesday, because we'd have what's called like a Gen Ed meeting every Wednesday, and then Friday. And sometimes there are days where I couldn't go, especially during midterms, because either I got sick. That's another thing too, is that during like winter quarter is that I got sick a lot. Even like little coughs and sneezes, I feel like I felt so tired. I felt so drained because it was just exhausting having so many classes and then going to practice right afterwards. Like I really didn't have time to what I used to do, nap in high school. I used to nap in high school, if you guys don't know that. My junior year and senior year, every single time I used to nap. And so now it's like I didn't have time for like my daily like naps anymore. I used to take a nap every single day, you guys. If you guys don't know that, I used to take a nap every single day. But now it's like during my winter quarter, I only took a nap every single Friday for 2 hours, to like energize myself for CPC. So yeah, that was like it was like I it was good that everything else was the same, but for me, like the whole essential point I'm making is that in my winter quarter, I really got closer. Not that I wasn't close before, but I got closer to the people in my club and developed so many new friendships that I'm so sad got cut so short, because a lot of the people who were in charge of CPC are seniors. And if we don't, if we we're gonna postpone the show, obviously, but like if it if like it is postponed this far and they're gonna graduate, they're gonna be gone. So I'm so sad. Like that really has a tear in my eye. I'm so freaking sad. A lot of them are seniors, and I'm so sad because like my Kuya Matt, shout out to my Kuya Matt, was like like legit like I don't know, a board member, and he was like putting so much time and so much effort, and I feel so bad because now we can't do it anymore. And like it's so cool because all the other like Filipino like or Philam organizations in different like Cal State schools would come, and they would do their own performances, and they see each other do their performances, and alumni would judge our performances to would judge our dances and our performances to do like to give us feedback and everything in order to put a good CPC event. But it got canceled because of COVID, and it like I don't know. I'm gonna address the whole COVID situation right now, later on. But yeah, that's like for me. I got so close to that. Those Fridays and those Wednesdays of those 6 hours, I got so close to people in my club, and yeah, I'm so sad it got short. Another thing about winter quarter is that I was so independent and productive and timely of my schedule. Like every single day, essentially every single day for me felt so productive. I wasn't. Oh, excuse me. Um. I wasn't like idle is the word. I wasn't lazy. The only time I was lazy was nighttime because obviously like you want to be lazy and chill around and all that. But every single morning I'd wake up to my alarms that either I go to my classes or I eat breakfast or I don't know, something would just I would be doing something. Every single day I would be doing something to, fill my time. And it every single day felt so exhausting, but I was productive, and the reason why I was exhausted is because I was productive, and it felt like every single day there was a particular routine. I had my to do list. I filled out my to do list of every single thing that I needed to do. I would write in my gratitude journal, just little things that I would do to kind of like fuel my day, and it didn't feel like work. It felt like a routine because I got so used to it. So and another thing is that for me, honestly, in comparison to fall and winter, is that I thrived better academically. I passed all my classes, which is really, really good. Round of applause for that. I feel like I was in a good mental space too. Is that I was in a good mental space even way before college, but like there was a point in my life where I was like in a very negative like mental space. But like going to college and like having my own schedule, be productive every single day, I put in, along with being physically productive, I also put in that mental mind space of being happy and being positive and being optimistic of the day. It's like I had a to-do list, right? And even if I didn't, I would write things on my to-do list. And even if I didn't accomplish everything on my to-do list, I always thought of the idea that there's always tomorrow for me to do it. There's always the next day, and I can always accomplish it the next day. That there's not enough hours in the day to do all the things on your to-do list that you want to do. So it pretty much just reiterated the fact that I was in a good mental health space because I was being productive and because I had classes and because I was balancing between classes and going to my club and hanging out with friends and doing homework and being a student, all that type of stuff. All that type of stuff. I had so many different types of occupation. I'm a student. I'm a daughter. Uh, um, I'm a friend. All that type of stuff. I'm like, there's so many roles essentially that I am, and everybody is just in general, and we want to be able to balance that out. And I feel like in my time in college, I've learned to have a good, not only good time management skills, but also a good balance of every single thing, like in the wellness skill. I've learned this a lot in my health science and kines classes, is that there's a wellness scale on everything in your life. There's emotional wellness, physical wellness, spiritual wellness, mental wellness, emotional wellness. And every single factor in that scale should be balanced. You should take time to, to take care of what's the word? Of each wellness factor. And you should be able to balance it out and take time and grow in whatever you're not so good at. Like if you're not good at like physical wellness and you're not taking time to exercise and all that, then work on it. And I feel like when I was in college, I really like took the time to, balance all the different types of factors in my wellness scale, and I felt so good about it because I was, being productive every single day. So it was exhausting, but it was truly worth it. And I loved being productive because of it. So along with the positives, there were also some negatives I want to address too. Is that along with being productive and everything, there were some negatives in the fact that because my Fridays were busy, I had practice for my club, CPC practice for my club. I rarely got the chance to go home. I rarely got the chance to come back to San Diego. I think the only times I went back to San Diego was the end of January and the weekend of Valentine's Day, February 14th. That's the two times out of the many times I could have gone home. My roommate went back home to her house more than I did throughout this entire winter quarter. Like I went more fall quarter than winter quarter. And I think it was because like I told my parents like I wanted to like everything was going to be moving so fast, so I wanted to like if there's no I told them like if there's no need for me to be going home, then I'm not going to go home unless really necessary. So the only time I went home was for my sister's birthday because that weekend for my sister we went to David Buster's and her friends came over and just they had a big celebration and they wanted me to be there. So obviously it's my sister's birthday. She turned 16. I wanted to be there. So that was the only reason why I wanted to be there. Oh my gosh, I'm out of breath. I'm like talking, I'm like out of breath. So yeah, like that was the only reason than that. On top of another thing also is that on top of CPC, I also had what was called RA. I was in the process of trying to become an RA for my school because I want to dorm next year again and I want to become a RA or a residential assistant. So I think it was one weekend in my winter quarter. We had to do what's called an RA interview weekend. So I couldn't go home because I had to go and do my RA interview to, because I got into the next step of becoming an RA because I filled out an application. After I filled out an application, they tell you whether or not you're selected or not selected or rejected, all that type of stuff. And so I had to do that. And then there was also training that I had to do, and I'm still doing for spring. And so I have to do that. And it was just hectic. That's some of the negatives is that it didn't feel like I was homesick and it physically didn't show the signs that I was homesick. But there was like that one weekend where I cried and I bawled because I missed home and I missed San Diego. I miss, my family and I miss, even if it was like 2.5 hours away, it doesn't matter. Like, I haven't been away from my family in that long for a very long time. And so it felt like, oh my gosh, I have this family, I have this community, and I have I have my dorm friends, I have my Lubos Paso friends, I have my RA, I have my roommate, I have so many people in the CSUSB community, and they are so amazing. But I feel like if I didn't have that community, I legit would be by myself crying and sobbing in my dorm and that's what I did. I was in my room crying by myself that one weekend. I think it was my RA interview weekend. I just felt so lonely. And it was like everything was good. Everything was truly good. But for some reason, I felt so homesick. And I don't know why. I just had to let that emotion out. And and it's so weird because I don't know why I felt homesick that weekend. Looking back, it was like, why was I homesick that weekend? If I were to be homesick, I should have been homesick that fall, beginning of fall. Like I don't know why I was homesick. It felt so weird to me. Like honestly, like the whole lesson about this is that it was very exhausting, but it was so worth it not coming home if for only reasons necessary. Like it felt so relieving to me to kind of just have my own schedule. But at the same time, it's like, everybody feels homesick. Whether you're a first year or fourth year, it doesn't matter. Everyone's going to feel homesick. And I think around that time, I felt homesick as well because during my RA interview, I got a text from my mom saying my dad went to the ER. And I think he went to the ER because he got pneumonia. He got a little case of the flu, and then it turned into pneumonia. So I was like, oh my God, this is not good. This is not okay. I should check up on my dad and see. I was like texting my dad, being like, are you okay? Are you good? Like, are you okay? Are you good? like seriously, like you need to respond, like please respond to me, are you okay? I would call him and there'd be no answer. I would be like, oh my god. And being the family person that I am, I'm very close to my family, I'm very close to my friends. I honestly put them them and their needs before my own. And so it's like, oh my god, when they're not there and they're not doing okay, then I'm not doing okay. And I think that's the reason why I cried. I think that was the weekend, if I remember correctly. I don't remember what specific weekend that was, but I know that was the weekend when I completely just was bawling my eyes out, like, oh my god. But anyways, that was a whole other story. So yeah, oh my god, I'm done with that section. So now we're gonna move on into questions that you, as an audience watching, may have about my first year college experience overall. So I did a video talking about my college experience so far back then, and around that time I just finished my fall quarter and was starting, like immediately starting, like in my first week of winter quarter. Now my winter quarter is over, and now my spring quarter is going to be online. So basically my first year, like, college experience in person is over. Technically, I would say that my first year is over. So now I have a full learning experience and knowledge of everything and anything that is first year college experience in any college, not just my college, but any college. So I want to address that and answer your guys's, assuming that you guys have overall questions, that type of stuff. So the first question is, did I like it overall? Honestly, there are parts that I liked, many parts that I liked, and then there's like little teeny tiny parts that I disliked. And I'm not gonna name those parts just because, you want to focus more on the positive than on the negative. And honestly, the negative was very like, it's very like little things. Like sometimes my dorm would be so loud when I want to sleep, or the shower, the girls, because there are a lot of girls living on my dorm, particularly in the hall of my dorm. I lived in the third floor, and there were a lot of girls, more than boys, in our dorm. And so like our bathrooms, I think I addressed this in the video too, my previous video too, is that our dorm, we had two girls' bathrooms, but one of the girls' bathrooms wasn't fixed and still hasn't been fixed. And I don't know when they're gonna fix that, but they didn't fix that on the left side. But then I lived on the right side, and so our bathroom was there, and there were just so many girls. And there were literally mornings. I think it was during like midterms and finals week, but there were so many girls impacted in one bathroom, and there were showers. There was just a lot of commotion going on, just a lot of girls and saying, excuse me, sorry, the floors are wet. It was just a lot going on in that bathroom. Like, I can legit bump into another girl and just be like, hey, have a conversation with another girl, and then have a conversation with another girl. Like, I don't know. It just felt so crowded because there were so many females, essentially, living in our hall and in our dorm. Felt like a lot of people, and I feel like that's how I'm going to be doing too, is that it's a communal space and that you're going to be sharing this space. And it's okay, I'm okay with sharing the space, but it just feels a lot when there's like more than like 5 girls in one space. Like, that was how many girls were in that space. There were at least like 7 girls in that space at one time. I don't know, taking a shower, using the bathroom, brushing their teeth, washing the dishes. I don't know, there were just so many things going on, and whenever I needed to like do whatever I needed to do, there was just a lot of girls. Like, there were times where there was like me in the bathroom, but at the same time, it's like there were like, you need to find like a good like time and a good moment to use the bathroom. Want to know why? Because like so many girls were there, and it just felt so impacted. And they're all first years, and they were also nice. You like want to strike up a conversation with them, but it's like there were so many of them. It's like, I don't want to be rude, but I have to use the thing. Like, like you don't want to be rude. And sometimes what you do is you go to the other floor. You take the stairs or the elevator to go to the other floor, and there was nobody. Oh my god, I don't know what it is, but our third floor was just too packed into what we called litty titty floor. It was so funny, but like, it was just too much. It was too much. I could not handle it. It was too much. Like, so the next question is, what was your least favorite part? I think that was my least favorite part, is that my dorm sometimes, like, there would just be too much commotion. The least favorite part, oh my gosh, let me tell you guys. I'm going to tell you guys a story. So I think it was the weekend after my RA interview weekend. literally a fire alarm went off at 4:30 in the morning in my dorm on a Sunday. Oh my gosh, I was so flipping mad. Like, you have no idea how mad I was at the situation. And the whole situation about it is that they still haven't figured out who did it. Someone triggered a fire alarm and they were like partying in the room next door, in like the middle of the hall. And I know because I had two friends who were dorming next to that person. And it's a single occupancy dorm, and the person who was living in that dorm room, wasn't even in there at the time. So I don't know. There was like a whole commotion about it. They set off, long story short, they set off the fire alarm, and we were in the cold, freezing in the rain for like at least an hour, and the police were there. It got so involved and everything. It was just, that was like my least favorite part of of living in the thing. And then prior to that, so many times like our fire alarm would go off because of maintenance and just because of other distractions, would go off in my dorm building at least 5 times a day. Seriously, it was a joke. Like, oh my god, I was keeping track like of how many times the fire alarm went out and we had to be evacuated. It was ridiculous. I think I'm gonna insert some footage here. It was so ridiculous of like how many times there were just like oh my god, it was ridiculous. It was ridiculous, and I cannot believe that I went through that. Oh my god. Like, looking back at it, I was like, what the heck? Like, what the heck? So the next question is this how you imagined your first year going? In some aspects yes, and some aspects no. I feel like it's typical to for like a first year to go through, different types of fire alarms and like, I don't know. I feel like there's so many aspects of like things that are obviously going to happen to a first year student will happen to a first year student. Like, for example, can recall so many stories of, things that would usually happen to a first year. And like, legit, I will tell you guys, I locked myself out of my dorm not once, but twice within the first 2 weeks of moving into the dorm. Uh, After I got done with my class, I think this was winter quarter, after my English class, I had to use the bathroom so bad, right? But the women's bathroom in the library was closed. They closed it for cleaning. So you know what? Your girl had no choice. She went into the guys' restroom. No choice. That was embarrassing. Oh my god. Let me tell you guys, that was so embarrassing. What other moment? Oh, I did the most embarrassing moment. The most embarrassing moment ever of my first year. That I'm pretty sure it's gonna happen to a first year, but like, this would only really happen to me. Is like, I was going to get food because we had like a to go box thing, and then we're like going around getting food, all that. As soon as I was done getting food, right, and I went back to my dorm because I had like my little lanyard and I had my room key of like going back into the dorm. I couldn't find my key. I think it fell out, and I didn't realize it fell out until I came into the dorm. I was like, oh my god, I can't go in. So I was legit panicking because I couldn't find my dorm key. And then the lady was there, oh, I think you dropped this. This is yours. I was like, oh my god, like, really? Really? Now you tell me? Like, now I just figure it out? Oh my god, that was embarrassing. That was embarrassing. That was embarrassing. I'm so glad that one of my friends wasn't there with me, because if not, that would have been terrible. Oh my god, that was not it. That was just dope. X, big X. And I told my roommate, and I was like, oh my god, that's so embarrassing. Oh my god. So yeah, there was like many moments that like, this is how I imagined my first year to go, and this is what I feel like every first year student would experience. But I feel like it wouldn't have experienced that to that extent. That was funny but embarrassing and really like cringy at the same time. Have you grown in all aspects from your first year? I think so. I think I've learned a lot from my first year, just as I learned a lot in like my high school experience, and I learned a lot of just independence and time managing my own schedule and figuring out and discovering what I like as well and what I don't like as a first year college student. I've learned that I like having my own schedule and being independent. And Starbucks, I've built up a tolerance to Starbucks, obviously. But then I've also learned that, you know, like everybody has their own passion, everybody has their own career path, and everybody, like people, especially in SB, are passionate about something and they want to achieve something. And we are just that support system for one another, supporting each other in whatever passions we want to pursue. And so sometimes you come across people who don't have that same passion and that same fire as you, but they are willing to work towards something, and they're willing to work towards that goal of essentially achieving whatever they want to achieve. Like all my close dorm friends and I, like we each have that similar, like my roommate and I, like we would just have endless conversations, sometimes keeping us, like we would just talk till like 12, 1 at night, just talking about our career goals and our passions and our interests and things that would happen to us, like when we visited back home. Like just like my roommate would like tell me like stories, and then I had like this really close friend too, shout out to Alvin and Lorenzo, who were the best, and we would just like talk until like what, like 10, 11 at night, just talking about like our passions and our interests and being a first year and just doing all the things that, I would just be making friends in the dorm is what I'm saying, and just, you know, expressing ourselves. And I felt like I've never been so comfortable and so close with a group of people until I met those people. And it's just crazy to me to think that like these are the people that I I what's the word? These are the people that made my first year the way that it was. And I'm still close to them to this day. I have their phone number. I text them and see how they're doing. I have their Snapchats, I have their Instagrams, all the different types of social media. I know them, and I feel like I've grown within that fact too of knowing them, and trying to what's the word? I'm like losing my train of thought today, you guys. I'm sorry. Like trying to like like what's the word? Not only be their friend, but be there and listen to whatever they have to say. So, yeah. I think the last question here is on this section is, do you regret going to college, and what knowledge, experience / advice would you pass on to any incoming first years? This is a very loaded question, but a very good question. So do I regret going to college? At this point in my life, no, because I feel like if I didn't have college, if I would have taken that gap year that I was originally thinking about, I feel like I would just be like by myself thinking. Like I would have not met the people that I would have met if I didn't go to college, because I feel like college is like a fun time, but it's also like a learning experience of learning more about yourself and learning about your passions and fueling those passions with classes that you want to take. So I don't regret it, and the experience, and honestly I feel like this experience, like being away and everything, because for me, if you guys don't know, I'm a military brat, but my dad has been stationed in San Diego, and we've lived in one place at one time all our lives, all at least all my life. I've never had the experience of moving places or going anywhere else but here in California, particularly San Diego, California. So I've never gotten the experience like any other child to like move and do all this and meet new people, so many like blah blah blah, all that type of stuff. So being away and having to do things on my own, I've learned to make the most of my experience. And um like especially that sometimes I will commute from home and that I'm not from the area. I've learned to, adapt essentially. I've learned to be flexible, and I've learned to meet people who know the area and to show me around and all that type of stuff. Any advice that I would pass on to incoming first year? Definitely make a to-do list. I wanted to put this already. I think I've showed this already in this video, but definitely make a to-do list. A to-do list like this of like all the things that you want to do in your day or in your week. Even if you don't accomplish them all within the day or within the week, it's okay. At least you have it written down to know that this is what you want to accomplish. You wrote it down. This is what you want to accomplish. And then once you're done, you can check it off, like it's simple as that. And then also another thing that I've been doing and I've been practicing, and I will continue to practice even throughout quarantine, is I have what's called this 100 days of gratitude journal. And every single day, I think since the 3rd of January, I've been writing like at least 3 to 4 things that I'm thankful for in the day. And then I set an intention for myself. So like on the 5th, I said I was thankful for my family, my college experience, my dorm slash my roommate, my car, my health. And today's intention is positivity and productivity. So every single day I put an intention for myself, and at least 3 to 4 things that I'm grateful for. And then over time I can see like I can like kind of look at like, oh, that's what I was like thankful for and all that. So it's really nice to look back. And that's another thing too as to why I was in a good mental space, is because every single day I wrote out what I was grateful for, and it made me more appreciative of the things and the people that I have surrounding me and around me. So yeah. So now we're gonna move on into the next section. Oh my god, I'm like out of breath. I'm like out of breath talking. It's like a 35-minute video. So I'm gonna talk. The next section is, what you guys have been waiting for. My thoughts on COVID-19 and how it affected the rest of my first year. My honest opinion. And honestly, it was both, again, good and bad. Bad, I'm gonna start with the bad first. Bad because it was unexpected. And when all of this, let me tell you guys, when all this COVID stuff started happening, this all happened. I literally got like spam emails from like my university and all my professors saying like this COVID-19 will be switching to online classes. You guys will be. I got emails from my residential dorm and housing and residential education facilities and staff saying that you need to move out within this week. Like it, like legit, like it was what my mom likes to say, unprecedented and unexpected. And it was sad because I was so busy, and this happened during all finals week and everything, and we were transitioning into finals week. I didn't even get to say goodbye to my roommate properly. I didn't even get to say goodbye to all my friends in the other side of the hall on my dorm. I didn't get to say goodbye to everyone and anyone, my RA even, to everyone, because when I found out it was finals week and everybody was so busy, I didn't even get to properly say goodbye to my Lubos fam. Like, that's how many people in my life in my first year, like, I met them, I said hi to them, and, like, we were hanging out, but I didn't get to say goodbye to them fully. Like, I didn't properly get to say goodbye, so I just virtually texted them and be like, I hope you guys are safe. I hope you guys are in self-quarantine and all that. But I didn't get to say goodbye. And obviously I'm going to see them again next year when I do bump into them. But it's like, it sucks because I wanted to say goodbye to them and say hopefully that they're safe. But anyways, another bad thing is that I moved out of the dorm in like 1 to 2 days. Like, I legit like didn't have time to like do anything. Like, that's why like during my finals week, and a good thing it was online, because if it wasn't online, I would have not been able to like move out the way that I moved out and all that. I think I have some screenshots and some videos. I'm gonna put them here. Here of me moving out and the process of me moving out and all that type of stuff. Another bad thing is that when they said that the transition from in-person to online classes would happen, it was again so sudden and so unprecedented. And for me too, I also want to address that for me, I've never done online classes. Like, I've done online, like, I've never done online, like, fully, like, virtual online learning. I've never done that. But I've had, like, days where, like, my professors have canceled their classes and, like, we would have, like, videos online and stuff like that. But I've never really had, like where this quarter or semester will be virtually and fully online. So these first couple weeks of when I do go back, because I'm on spring break right now, when I do go back to school, is gonna be a rough trend. Like, ROUGH, rough. rough transition, you guys. It's not a joke. Like, it's gonna be so rough for me. I've never done that in my life. It's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be impacted. And I don't know how I'm gonna do that, you guys. So for any of you guys who have tips for me, because I'm giving you guys tips and advice, but for any of you guys who have had online classes experience, please let me know. That's why I'm watching a lot of videos for like Zoom and everything, because I feel like an old lady. I don't know how to operate that and all that type of stuff. It's a lot of work, and you have to again have self-discipline to do that. But I feel like I already have self-discipline anyway, so there's no like reason for me to slack off, because I know that I'm being proactive and doing whatever I need to do. That even if it's my spring break, I'm still talking about school and everything and checking my emails every single day and my Blackboard of everything that's going on. So yeah, that's another bad thing. Another bad thing is that it has affected my family a lot. And let me just say, social distancing is like, it's like a simple thing, but putting it into practice is so hard. Like, growing up as like a Filipino American, or just like an Asian in general, my family is all about like physical touch and physical communication. Like, we love to hug and bless and kiss each other, like when we greet and meet each other. So the fact that we have to like stay 6 feet apart away from one another, like we can't hug anymore, we can't like bless and do things that we would be able to do if we weren't in self quarantine, and if COVID-19 wasn't affecting us. That's hard for my family. Like I really like noticed it, because my family and I, we are big on big family dinners, like being and sitting together and having a meal together. Now, because of COVID-19, my mom is on the couch, or my dad will be working at the table, and I will be at the table, and then my sister will be eating at the other side of the table. We're not together as a family eating dinner. That's the one thing, is that like that that really has made it so hard, is that I have don't, because I haven't been in the house in a month. I haven't visited my family in a month, maybe a month and a half. So then I come back to San Diego, right? I come back home, and then all of a sudden we can't even hug each other. We can't have meals together anymore. It so feels so weird, and it's so hard to do. Like, it's something that I'm implementing, but sometimes I will forget that I have to social distance. I'll wake up and be like, oh yeah, we have to social distance. We're still in self quarantine. Like, I would forget. Like, my mind would just completely forget, because I'd always be outside all the time going to classes. It's like that transition of making it, that is so hard. And another thing too, a bad thing is that, but a good thing kind of too, is that, oh, I just shake the table. I'm sorry. Is that we are more physically aware of what's going around us, and that we are more cautious. Like, my family legit has like on like our island, we have like a bunch of like sanitizing and disinfecting wipes, like packs of it, like little like packs of it. We have hand sanitizer, all that, like, just like we have like a stockpile of like hand sanitizer and wipes and stuff like that. Like, before I drive, or even if I do go out and I'm the one driving, I always have to sanitize everything and disinfect before I go out. Like, my family and I, we used to never do that. We used to never do that. Like, before COVID-19, we never used to do that. And I have it here in my notes saying, family dinners, we don't sit next to each other because of COVID. This is how, because of COVID, it has affected our family dinners. It has affected, the way that we hug and, physically like have contact with each other. We wipe down the remote more. We don't share drinks anymore. Like, we always get separate stuff when we do to go, because like we don't share. Like, I don't know, it just made us more aware of things that we used to do and we used to share. Now we can't do it anymore because of COVID and because of the precautions. And for me, it took a while to get used to the social distancing and the 6 feet. And I knew it was a thing, but I just forgot to implement it, because I haven't been home, again, as I said before, in a month and a half. And now that I'm home, I can't even like physically like have contact with my family. I don't know. I feel like that's just so strange of a rule for me to implement, but I will implement it. I will do it. But it's, for me, it will take time, because I'm not used to it, and I haven't seen my family in forever. Of course I want to have a family dinner with them together. Are you kidding me? Like, I don't know. It just seems so weird to do it. All that type of stuff. And it hits and affects me more again because I haven't had a full on like sit down family dinner with my family in like 2 months because I've been in college. I've been dorming and I haven't seen my family in like 2 months because I've been in college. Like obviously we do FaceTime, but like I haven't had that actual time to sit down with my family and have a meal, sit next to my sister, sit next to my dad, my mom sitting in front of me, and just have a meal where we can talk and share everything. And I feel like I used to hate it, but now growing up, I appreciate our sit down family dinners because we talk about real life things. And like that's how my family and I got so close because we would take the time to have a sit down family dinner together. And now we can't because of COVID. So I don't know. It just makes you realize how grateful we are to be in the place that we are, and there are so many more things that are going on in this world that we don't even know, and we just need to take the time to appreciate. And that's why my head is like in like a crazy like mental space right now. It's like I'm grateful, but at the same time it's like, oh, I'm like stuck here and I'm bored. Like there's so many things I want to do. Like I'm looking outside, I'm looking at the sun, like I don't know, there's so many things that we could be doing. So many things that we could be doing. And I'm on my spring break. And it affected my spring break too. I could be going to the beach, I could be doing all this stuff. But because of COVID, it's so frustrating and it's so aggravating and I'm so annoyed. But you know what? It's for our safety. And someone who is a health science major and wants to major in all the like public health field and stuff like that, I know that it's for my safety that we're doing this self quarantine and sanitizing and all that type of stuff. But it's very frustrating because it takes away from activities that we used to do and we used to appreciate, and now we can't do because of COVID. But you know what? I'm all about the safety and the health and precautions of everybody. And but it sucks, you guys. Like it sucks. So like, this is like day 11, I think, of quarantine for me, and this is why I'm filming this video because I'm that bored. But I also want to like film for like my YouTube content as well. But yeah, those were my overall honest thoughts on COVID and how it affected the rest of my semester. But that's like the bad part. But the good part is that all my finals were online. It was so, I think that was the most chillest finals I've ever in my life. Like all my finals throughout all my life have been in person. I have to wake up and do them, and sometimes we'll have half days because of finals, and then yeah, that's it. But I feel like there should be more online finals more often. There should be online midterms more often. That's another thing is that if next going into online and having my quarter, I bet my midterms will be online as well. So hopefully, fingers crossed that a lot of my examinations will be online going because of COVID from the future from now on. I got another week of spring break, but I can't do anything with this another week of spring break anyways. And the rest of my school year too is not only online, but it did not get extended. So that it will end at the beginning of June. So it will end when we're like converting to semester, because we are like very soon converting to semester, and we are the only Cal State actually that's hasn't converted to semester, which I'm very surprised we haven't done. But like other than that, it's like everything is online. But that's the only pro. Other than that, it's like everything else sucks. Like, but you know, I don't know. I just feel like the main thing is that we can't go outside and we can't do things that we used to be able to do, and it sucks. It sucks. It really sucks. It really flipping sucks. But you know what? What can we do? So the last segment and the last section I have for this video is reflection of my whole school year and what I like to call gratitude time. And just reflecting back on, you know, because I've already showed you guys my journal and my to-do list. But I also want to take just the time to kind of like, I don't know, thank the people who have been who have made my first year experience the way it is. So I'm gonna shout you guys out by name. I'm gonna shout you guys out through the way that I know you and all that. So I definitely, if you guys are watching this, I definitely want to thank, first of all, my roommate, Crystal Rivera. Honestly, like, we have gone through one heck of a time together. We've been together from day one. You are my roommate. You are one of my best friends. Like, you truly have made my first year experience. Oh my god, my voice. You have truly made my first year experience, I think, dorming wise, even though you didn't enjoy it as much, but I feel like I enjoyed our time together very much so. And I very much appreciate that we didn't fight, we got along. And she was like one of the first people that like I when I first like met and like I was thinking about Darwin because we met through Instagram DM. Like we wanted to meet during orientation to like meet, but we didn't get a chance to. And then she came late during orientation. And so like yeah, like we didn't have a chance to like meet. But I just want to thank my roommate Crystal Rivera for making dorming and just rooming together, I think, one of the best experiences, and being like I think the best roommate that I could ever ask for and all that. Thank you to my dorm friends in the dorm: Alvin, Lorenzo, Aja, Leslie. I don't know who else I'm gonna name. I don't know who else was, but everyone else in Running Springs, third Litty Titty floor, for making it the best experience ever. I truly loved you guys from the moment I first saw you guys. Like, you guys were an amazing group of people. I truly, truly appreciate the moments that I had with you, and I'm so sad I wasn't able to say goodbye to you properly and formally, but I wish you guys the best in this self-quarantine. Hope you guys are safe, washing your hands, doing all this stuff. But I really appreciate all of you guys, my roommate, my dorm friends, all that type of stuff. I want to thank even the people outside of my dorm who I met during orientation: Gigi, Brandon, Stephanie, Alyssa, um, Brielle, Hallie, Hope, um, so many people that I met at the dorm. Marielle, Taylor, Christine, who I've like literally, those are like so many friends that I've named that I know so far, and they made my first year experience such a great one. And I just want to thank you guys for making that, from even beginning of orientation. You guys made my first year so great. And I don't remember how I met every single one of you, but just know that I met you and I know you, and I thank you guys so much for my your friendship and everything. So who else? I'm trying to remember who. Oh, my RA, Adrian. Thank you. If you are, well, I'm pretty sure you're not gonna watch this, but I just want to thank Adrian for being one of the best RAs so far. She was also a member of the club that I'm in, and she legit just make it. She made, I think, dorming one of the best. I like texted her to like group me and everything. It was like, thank you for being the best RA, for always thinking about us and always like updating our board at the end of our floor to kind of update us on all the things that was going on. So thank you for that. Oh my god, I think my voice is about to be gone. Oh my god. But anyways, thank you for that. Thank you to my thank you especially to the my club, Lubos Paso, to all the people who were involved and who took the time to have this CPC event. Thank you for coordinating it, and even though it didn't really get to happen, thank you for, and the board members and everything, for um, making it an experience, and those Fridays to one to remember. And even if it didn't really, the event itself didn't happen, at least we got, in our short time, got to, I got to know almost every single one of you on a very personal level, and got to know you, and got to know your name, got to know like different types of like different types and aspects of you, and just my culture especially. Like, I really got so close with my culture as well because I was a part of that club, and I really, really appreciate that. Thank you to my Anak Tanhana family: Francesca, Sib, Ate Francesca, Ambrose, Eve, Kuya Matt, Ate April. Thank you for being my grand Andrew. Thank you for being the best Lubos Paso fam, so Anak Tanhana fam, for being the best fam ever. I truly, truly appreciate every single one of you, and I honestly cannot believe that this dorm experience has ended, and our club experience has ended for those of you who are seniors. But I truly am just so appreciative of you, and I appreciate everything that you've done for me and all that. Oh my god. My voice is gone, you guys. What the heck? My voice is gone. Thank you, especially. I want to thank. Oh my god. Let me just say. Thank you for bearing, especially my Naktanhana family. Thank you for bearing with me. Thank you for bearing with me for not knowing Tinikling. Like, thank you for bearing with me, truly. Because I was like the least experience of like, doing Tinikling and Singkil and Bulaklakan. I literally didn't know the dances. But thank you, you guys, for bearing with me and sticking with me because I don't know the dance. And like, it's ridiculous. I didn't know it. And yet you guys stuck with me anyways. Like, it's crazy. It's crazy that they stuck with me this entire time and weren't frustrated over the fact that I still don't know what the half of it. But anyways, like, thank you guys for bearing with me. I truly thank you to my Tanhana family. I love you guys so much. And we're still active on a group chat, by the way, which is very, very awesome. I guess I want to thank CSUSB for making, as an institution, for making my first year in many different ways, I think the best first year experience I ever could have asked for. And I cannot thank my school enough for making it the best. Go Yodis. Thank you for being the best. And it's been as I literally put in here in my notes, it's been one hell of a way to start and end, from beginning to end, to start off and to finish off my first year of college because of the fall, high winds, winter, COVID, and spring being online classes and virtual learning and all that. So it's been a crazy ride. And honestly, I want to thank you guys for supporting me, even though I haven't been posting content. Thank you for sticking with me and just being by my side of everything that's been going on. I truly, truly appreciate all of you. And I really hope you guys enjoyed this recap and update on the rest of my first year college experience overall and everything. Like, I really truly appreciate it. I love you guys so much. I think this is the end of the video. I've been talking and a lot. I'm out of breath. I'm out of voice. But I just want to thank you guys for truly just being there, being my OGs, being my true ones. I love you guys so much. And if I didn't mention you in my first year college experience, I'm sorry. No, just know that you were an essential part in my college year experience. And I cannot, but if I didn't mention you by name, I'm sorry. And just know that you were truly a part of my college experience. And I hope that I will bump into some of you guys next year if you guys do go to CSUSB. And I love you guys so much. I'll see you guys in the next video. And I don't know if I'm gonna have film another video for this spring, but this will take a lot of editing to do. But thank you guys so much for watching. Much love, and I can't wait to see you guys in the next video that I have planned. Stay safe, stay inside for quarantine. I hope you guys are not that bored yet, but hopefully this video will keep you guys productive and busy because it's almost an hour long. But yeah, I just wanted to kind of like talk about that and everything. So yeah, that's it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I love you guys, and I'll see you in the next video that I have soon. Peace out.